What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Cord here with my final video for Diablo 3 crafting. I have finally maxed the Blacksmith out at level 10, and I have maxed the Jewel Crafter out at level 10, and I have to say, personal opinion, not worth it at all. But I will go ahead and tell you exactly what is required and kind of show you some of the recipes that you can get when you do hit level 10. So let's go ahead and head over to my stash here. And I have to apologize if I'm talking a little fast. I've been up a while and I have had a lot of coffee. But I gotta keep these videos coming to you people and get things going. So, let's go ahead and take a look at my stash here in my little center area. That is where I keep all of my recipe items and gems. And right now I'm kind of overflowing with items. I wish none of that was in there, but anyways. So, these encrusted hoofs are the rare item for Hell. And I don't remember if I went over that in the last video or not, but I'll go ahead and reiterate that you've got the encrusted hooves for Hell, you have the wishful essences, and you have the tomes. Those are going to be your Hell requirements for crafting in the Blacksmith and the Jewel Crafter. Now, when you get to a certain level, I believe it's 8, I want to say, you will start to need an item called Tome of Secrets. I can tell you they are not that hard to find as long as you kill stuff at a fairly decent rate. You can run around and get them from pretty much anywhere. They fall out of rocks and trees, and I don't know what they're doing with these tomes, but they are everywhere. As you can see, I have 173. Sometimes I don't even pick them up anymore. So, that's what you're going to need in order to level up the Blacksmith and the Jewel Crafter. It is also required in some of the Blacksmith recipes, especially the ones that are rare quality, that are level 60. You're going to need these iridescent tears, and as you can see, I have far less of these than I do of the other ones, mostly because I've stopped salvaging stuff, because I don't like the blacksmithing system. That doesn't mean that it's not going to work for you, it just did not work for me. So, you're going to get these iridescent tears. You are going to have exquisite essences, because all of the gear is exquisite. Not really, but anyways. So those 3 items combined will be able to craft you your Inferno gear. You will also need a lot of money. Gold, gold, gold. That seems to be the key in this game for everything. Now if we go over here to the Jewel Crafter, before we do the Blacksmith, these I'm okay with. But I don't recommend leveling it up too early. The later gems are so expensive in order to make that they really aren't worth it until you're rolling around in dough just looking to min-max your set items or min-max your rare gear that you may have found with sockets. And I'm going to give you a little example here. We'll go ahead and go to the Star Emerald. Doesn't look that bad, 80,000 to craft one. Well, wait. I'm only getting flawless square emeralds from drops right now in Inferno Act 1, and I have not even seen a perfect square, radiant square, or a star emerald at all. And I have run Butcher like 1,200 times. What is up with that? Well, alright, I guess I'll craft 3 of the previous one in order to get there. So, now you're looking at 80,000 because you want that Star Emerald. Oh hey, well I'm going to need 150,000. But wait, I don't even have perfect squares, I've only got the flawless. So now I'm going to have to craft 9 of those, which means I'm at 270,000. Oh man, this just stacks up, and that's one of the reasons that I don't recommend leveling up. It's not any rush that you'll be in order to get that stuff leveled, but the gems are incredibly good when you want to min-max your character at some point. You know, critical hit damage increased by 70% on a weapon. Man, I would love to have one of those, slap it in my weapon, and be doing 90,000 crits. That would just be wonderful, but the amount of money required to do that, I don't trust that I will have the weapon long enough in order to warrant the cost at this point. And you're probably going to feel that way for quite a while until you find something that is just absolutely out of control ridiculous. So, let's go ahead, since I've given you a quick rundown of the Jewel Crafter, let's check out the Blacksmith. Mr. Hadrig over here, who likes to steal all my money for bad loots. This is one of the recipes that I found going through Inferno mode, which are little books that'll drop periodically that you can teach to him. But the ungrateful guy doesn't even give you good gear sometimes. He still wants to randomize the properties on it, which is frustrating, I can definitely say. I have sunk 900,000 gold into trying to get gear for me and my friends in Infernal mode, trying to make things a little bit easier. It's just not worth it, in my opinion. you may get lucky and be able to craft one of each one, spend 300,000, and be better decked than I am after runs and runs and runs and grinding gold. So, once again, what this reminds me of is Diablo 2. If any of you have played it, you would run up to the Act 4 Gambler before the expansion was released, and you would go, "Hey, Gambler, take all of my gold so I can randomly get a good item." And that was about all you could spend money on in that game at that point. So that's kind of what this reminds me of, except I can specifically pick to continuously random the same item over and over and over again. Worth it? Not worth it? I don't think it's worth it. Someone else may disagree. As you can see down here, 52,000 to craft. It requires 5 of those Tomes of Secrets that I have 173 of, and apparently 3 in my inventory. So, and then you've got these iridescent tears, which come off of, I want to say, more often than not, 60 rare items. If you do salvage an item that's below 60, so 59 or below, there is a chance that you will get Hell instead of Inferno down to level 54. And then I believe below 54, it's a chance to get Inferno, but generally you're going to be getting below 54, it will be a chance to get Hell stuff, but more than likely you're going to be getting Nightmare stuff. So salvage the 60 stuff if that's what you're into. You will get Inferno stuff 95% of the time. That will make grinding out the materials a little easier. Vendor off the other stuff, auction house it, whatever you need to do in order to keep the money up, in order to continue crafting. And that's going to, I think, be the best way to get around some of that is, I was salvaging pretty much all of the gear, and I just ended up with a huge influx of Hell materials, and I really wish that I had just been vendoring the stuff that was below 60 in order to just create gold flow to a certain extent. Anyways, guys, that's a little breakdown and kind of my opinion on the crafting system. If you do have any questions, go ahead and leave a comment, and I will get back to you as soon as I possibly can. Make sure to hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. And I will see you guys at the next video, hopefully a little less hyped up on caffeine. Cord out.